City Classic, one pocket division. This is round 7, and as you see on your screen, we have a couple of hammers on the box. EFREN BATA REYES, no losses. Joshua FILLER from Europe, no losses. This match is going to be a barn burner. Looks like EFREN wins the lag. I am your host, Scott Frost, aka The Freezer. Give you a quick rundown of the rules. Each player gets a single pocket. It's alternate break. The players designated the opposite corner pocket in which they break from typically. First person to make 8 balls of any color or stripe, solid 8 ball, doesn't matter, in their pocket wins the game. Any foul costs you a ball. Alternate the break. Each player will get an opportunity to break. EFREN won the lag, therefore I feel like he's a favorite in this match by a slight hair. If this match goes hill-hill, he will be breaking. Then the 3 foul rule is in effect, meaning 3 consecutive fouls could be loss of game. All right, EFREN to break the balls. I immediately notice he didn't get the cue ball where he wanted. He wanted to get it up a little bit higher past that center diamond. Another issue is he didn't freeze the cue ball. Josh immediately looking at a kick, I believe. Looking to kick combination of 15-1 and send balls to his pocket. The only concern I see with that is I don't know where he can cover the cue ball. He's going to kind of leave the cue ball over there in no man's land. And that's a big concern here because you want to keep EFREN REYES covered up. Let EFREN see something early after the break. He's going to take full advantage. So I'm looking at other options. He's going to go ahead and kick at this. Yeah, this is the only concern I had with this. It's not terrible, but it's not great, right? I think you could look for a little bit more. EFREN has options here. I believe he can even come off of the orange 5 and stick him behind the 1 and 11. That's an option. He could bank the 11 into the 1 and suck the cue ball in behind the 10, using the 10 as cover. Yeah, so it looks like he's going to go to the 5 here. He might play this cue ball 3 rails, playing the 5 to his hole. Oh, and this is what he's done. He's actually hit it really nice. He's hit it a hair short. Watch the cue ball. Oh, he's going backwards. He actually hit the ball nice, but notice the orange 5 came about 1.5 inches short. If he cuts it a little bit more, then the cue ball is going to come short as well. Therefore, he would not have scratched, so he caught that ball a hair thick, and that's going to cost him position at worst. What I mean by that is he's going to lose his position. He's already lost a lot of his break position, but now he's possibly going to lose a lot more. I like possibly shooting the 7 into the top of the 5, bringing the cue ball 1-2 rails behind the 3 and 15. You can open that little cluster of balls up and possibly get something close to your hole with coverage. And let's say you hit the cue ball a little too hard. You've got the stack as protection as well. I think the only thing he's concerned about is if he does that, he could leave a return bank on the 13 for EFREN. But I wouldn't be too worried about that. We're playing on 4¼ inch pockets here at the Derby. This is the first year. I know the players love it. It's great for one pocket. It's great for all games. You have to be much more accurate. Brand new Simonis cloth with the great Aramith pool ball. So he's trying to figure out what he likes best. He's at the table. I'm not. I wouldn't have a problem if he did something with the 13. You just really want to take care of the cue ball here. no matter what you do. Yeah, I don't know about going that way. He must not like the angle he's got to play the 7 into the 5. Now he's going to the 13. Now here you're really focused on the cue ball. And he was very focused on the cue ball. Wow, what a hit this is. Notice the 13 and 9 at the top of the table. They are major threats for EFREN. I think EFREN has to kick out of this. Really. Oh, he's come off the 3. This is nice, but it's got to settle, and that's the only issue with that shot. I think he might have been better off. I'm not gonna critique EFREN, but I am here to commentate. He might have been better off taking a foul, ensuring the cue ball get deep in that corner pocket. And this is kind of why, right? Josh can open some balls up and cause a little more havoc for EFREN. And now EFREN's got more trouble and more work to do. Okay, he wanted to catch that stripe thicker and come up into the 9. He definitely didn't want to leave this straight shooter something pretty easy like this. Notice how much he got out of that shot with ease. Joshua Filler is, in my opinion, the greatest shot maker we've probably ever seen. He's going to play the 13. He's got options. He could come all the way over and try and clip the 7. I believe the 3 goes. He could go forward, but the problem with punching into the 8 is you could come up without a shot. Okay, he did clip the 7, but he landed on the rail. He's have to elevate here, and if he elevates, I believe the 14 goes. I think he can elevate and stop, but he might have a little angle. I'm not positive. He's looking at it like it might not even go. Boy, I feel like it goes, and if he stops there, the 14's available, and the 6 will carry the cue ball into the 8 too, open that up. He's going to do something with the 7 here. Okay, he tried to play the 7, 10, 10 off the 15. Not terrible. I'm a little surprised he didn't shoot at the 3, but that's not terrible. There must have been something he really didn't like about the 3. I feel like EFREN has to come off of the 8 here. At minimum. He really needs to keep the 8 low. That's okay. Josh can't bank the 15. Josh is looking to put him upstairs. The only thing about that is that it's a pretty accurate hit. He could hit the 8 too thin and scratch, or too thick and sell something out. I think you've got to stay passive here and clip the 15. Bring him back over behind the stack. He's looking to kick the 8. Boy, I feel like you could leave something here if you hit it full. He's put a follow on it, which is pretty nice. I like how he didn't stun or kill the cue ball. EFREN might have the 3 railer again on the 6. What I mean by that is banking the 6-1 rail into the balls, sending the cue ball 1, 2, 3 rails back in behind Josh's pocket. I I just don't know if the side pocket is in the way. Let's see what he's choosing. He's immediately going to the shot. He needs this cue ball to move. He's going to leave something here if he doesn't get it down enough. So he's been a little light-handed on the cue ball the last couple of shots. I think he needs to stay down and follow through. It's easy to let up on your stroke at certain times, especially early in the match. Nerves are high. It's nicely done. Boy, EFREN's in another spot here. I feel like EFREN just has to kick one rail and take his medicine, trying to pocket the 15 for Josh. Josh is only up 2 balls to -1. EFREN does owe 1 for the scratch early in the game. Yeah, he's looking to kick it out somehow. Don't know what you can do with the 8. Yeah, I feel like he's got to kick at this ball. And I would kick it with just a little speed, not much, just enough speed to pocket it. Looks like he's gearing up to hit it with some pace. Oh, and he has. Well, you've got to believe he played that, I guess. He was looking at where the cue ball could hit. And Josh doing a really good job of protecting the cue ball. Josh isn't noted to be a one-pocket player, but let me tell you, he beat Chohan for the money. He's finished high in some big tournaments. He can really play the game. He's so aggressive and so clean with his offensive end. Okay, this is really a nice containing shot. When EFREN is kicking the ball, you probably shouldn't like it. His execution when kicking is very, very good. I think he's got to come off the bottom of the 15 here and continue to protect the blue 2 and a 4. Yeah, this is good. Sometimes simple is very, very effective in this game. EFREN gonna graze off the 15 and bring him to the side rail. Well, he's a little weak again. It makes a big difference, guys, to get that cue ball on the rail. Just puts a little extra pressure on your opponent, makes him work a little bit more, and over time, that builds up, becomes very heavy. I think Josh has to do the same thing here. Come off the 15, but put him up a little higher this time, up towards the chalk. Even the lower chalk, just cutting him off from any type of bank. Yeah, that chalk on the right-hand side is fine. Just get him up there somewhere. I don't think it's any time to do anything real aggressive. You're in control of the game. EFREN owes 1. You've got protection. You've got the stack working for you. So utilize it to your benefit. Yeah, it's a little weak. If he gets it to the rail, it makes it that much tougher, but it's okay. You note the path the cue ball was on. That's the path he wanted. And he did cut EFREN off of everything as far as aggressive. He's got to be careful here too, not to leave some type of return bank. So EFREN definitely needs to get the cue ball up there more behind the 2 than anything. Yeah, and he's done fine here. See, when you get the cue ball higher each time, it makes it more difficult for the opponent to come off the bottom of the ball. Therefore, easier to leave a return. Like this. I believe that EFREN has a real good bank here. This is a big mistake from Josh Filler. Big mistake. EFREN can bank this 11 and go into the 8, carrying position in my opinion. He's just got to knock this down. He's hit it a hair thin, I think. Yeah, he's hit it a hair thin. He had position. He was off to the races, I believe, if he gets that down. That being said, I don't know if Josh can see the 4 or not. If he can, it's a little unlucky for EFREN. Okay, even better, he came off at the 10, I believe it was. Does EFREN have anything wired to his pocket? I don't know from that angle that he does. I look at the 2 immediately. If he could shoot the 2 and stop, sending the 2 ball 2 rails into the, let's say, into the 15. Look at the 5. The 5 might go off the 7 into the 11. You might luck something in. He's got some really good options here. The hard part is actually contacting the 2 full, stopping your cue ball right there where you get the maximum action out of the balls. Okay, he hit it a hair thin. Note the cue ball getting to the rail, which is okay. But if he stops it right there, he probably sweeps a lot of balls to his side of the table. Josh immediately looking at the 3. You've just got to be a little careful here. All right. Did he leave? He might have left a wired ball this time. Yeah, that 14-1 looks pretty good from where the cue ball lays. Now, mind you, EFREN is behind in this game. He's only behind by 3 balls, but he's looking to do something to get back in the game. And he's looking at the 14-1. I don't know if he can play 2-way where he can dig behind the 15 by Josh's pocket at the same time. I think the 5 has him impeded, so you would just commit to the combination and go all out. Yes, and that's what he's going to do. Oh, he's pocketed, and he's opened some balls up here. He's got options. The 11 is a big ball. Therefore, as long as you hit it on the pro side, playing the combination, the 11 should drop with this new cloth. As long as you don't hit it too hard. You just don't want to hit the 11 fat. He's looking at the 12 coming up to the 14, which is good too. He might be able to get more that way. I'm not critical of the route he takes, that's for sure. He definitely carried his angle. This shot might look easy, but it's not as easy as you think with these pockets. He's got to hit it clean and stay down. He did stay down. He hit it on the clean side, so it's nicely done. Note the 15 and 6. They are tied up. That should take some pressure off EFREN playing this combination. Looks to me like he can get 3 or 4 more balls without a problem. Oh, he's hit it to the fat side. That's an error, definite error for EFREN. He's going to make that combination 90% of the time. And like I said, note the 15 and 6. You notice Josh really can't do anything with those balls. He's done a really nice job of covering the cue ball up here. Protection with the 15 and 6. EFREN looking at the 3, potentially banking that towards his hole, using the 5-4 as a double up on the 6. But if you let Josh see the 5, he can play the 5-6 without trouble. And notice everything around Josh's pocket. I might look at some other options. Doing something with the 5. Yeah, that's okay. I like what he did with the 5 there. This keeps Josh from going up table without risk. If Josh decides to bank at that 7, he's got to cover up the 5. He's got to utilize one of those 2 balls up table. So now he's going to 14. Oh, excuse me. He's gone to the 4 and he's hit it at. Oh, he's got very unfortunate there. He hit it too good. He caught the inside of the 6. The only place you could probably not make it. A little unlucky for Josh. EFREN definitely going to pocket the 6 here. He'd like to bury him up behind these 2 balls. Literally bury him, freeze him to them. You can go into the 6 first with a little inside. He's going to go rail first, which is just as good. This is what he's done. So what this forces Josh to do, and this is why, just take that extra step and get him another inch or 2 up against the balls. This is going to force Josh to just come off the bottom, where EFREN sooner or later is going to get an option or an opportunity to start pushing these balls up table. And notice that EFREN used high there. So when you're kicking a ball, high acts as low. Therefore, the cue ball reversed just a fraction and able to stick him behind the 4. It's a good cue ball. Filler leads by 1 ball. EFREN has 3. Filler has 4. Yeah, there wasn't a lot EFREN could do. If he tries to hit it harder to get the cue ball on the rail, the 8 could jeopardize and come back. Boy, I think this is a little aggressive. Interesting. Did he leave the 7? Well, I feel like that was... he definitely let up, losing the cue ball. He did leave the 7. EFREN's not a youngster anymore, so this isn't a hanger, but he stayed down well, got it down, got a great angle. He's off to the races, playing for 4. He's got an angle to come over to the 14. He's hitting the ball very clean. It's probably why he's into the 7th round without a loss. He's playing for 3. I think you just stop here. Yeah, I like it. Just ensure, even if you can just hang this up, you're going to get yourself on the hill needing 1. That's kind of the thought process when playing the game. Don't force anything if you don't have to. Take what the table gives you. So here he's playing to make it, obviously, but if he hangs it up, he's just as good. Note the speed that he's hit this with. EFREN playing for 1. I do not think the 2-railer plays, but he could play the 4, 1, 2, 3 back up to his side, just sticking the cue ball or drawing the cue ball back a little. It's actually a nice little rub on the point that he just caught. EFREN playing for 1. Filler needs all of them. The mindset here, if you're EFREN, is that you just want to play 1 ball, 1 pocket. That's typically what you want to do. You want to force your opponent to make the mistake, so you're just keeping him covered up at all times. You don't want to let your opponent see anything. And if you happen to give him some type of a shot, make sure it's a bank. Therefore, if he misses it, he leaves you some type of a return cross bank. So we should see a lot of passive shots from EFREN, pretty much leaving Josh in positions where he can't do much aggressively. Distance is good. He's left him off angle on the 3. I think the bank on the 2 is risky. Catch the 3, you could lose the game. Bank on the 4, you might sell the 8 out. Yeah, I think he's just got to do something with the 8 here. Even if you roll it in. Oh, he could miss the kiss. It's pretty good. You got to expect Josh to bank at this 4. The only concern is he'd have to draw the cue ball. If he goes forward, he leaves the risk of selling 3 out. I like this shot. What a nice shot. Really good control. That's what you call being aware of everything. He was aware that he could stick the cue ball behind those 2 balls. He got the 3 in play. I think EFREN's got to come off this side of the 2. The only thing you want to be concerned about is not leaving him a 2-railer. So utilize the 4 to block the 2-railer. Nice speed. I don't hate that shot. I understand Josh wants to get these balls in play and keep pressure on EFREN. What does the 1-railer on the 2 look, keeping EFREN doubled up behind the 4? If the 4 doesn't pass Josh's pocket, I think he's going to play the passive shot, which I was just alluding to and don't think there's anything wrong with. He's done great with it as well, completely keeping Josh off of anything aggressive. Yeah, he might force Josh to move this black 8 away. Oof. Good cue ball, though. Very good cue ball. He was in control at all times of the object ball as well. Boy, I don't know. EFREN looking at the 3, maybe 1-railing the 3 and bringing the cue ball over past the 4 or by the 4. Asking a lot there. Right? You only need 1. It's no time to panic. I think you've got to do something a little more passive. You could even just cut the 2 towards the lower left corner softly. Play the cue ball over there behind the 4. Oh, this is great speed. I can tell real quickly that the speed was nice. I guess. I guess. Boy, very hard to keep EFREN off a shot here if you're Josh. I see that maybe you can just roll it to 3 and come off the left edge or the bottom edge of the 3, just rolling the cue ball to this lower left rail. He chose pretty much the same thing except to pocket it, which is just as good or better. He's gotten it play. I don't believe the one railer's on. I don't think EFREN can shoot at that. A little too risky. I think here you do something with the 6. Or you could cross the blue 2 to your side and put him back down on the rail, which is just fine. Josh isn't going to bank at that 4 with pressure on you. And if he does, he could sell out the game. And this is what he's chose to do, and he's put the cue ball down again quite well. So sooner or later, Josh might get frustrated with not getting anything decent to look at and take an aggressive shot. Wow. Okay, wow. He might be one of the only guys on the planet that you don't want looking for an aggressive shot in that scenario. What a hit. What a great hit. He executes so well. Problem here is the side pocket's in the way. Might lengthen out. I think this ball is going to come short, but it could lengthen out enough to where it falls or gets close. Did come short. EFREN immediately going to the 2. He's not going to shoot that with the 8 being there, is he? No. You've got to remove the 8. Want to try and protect against the 4. Yeah, he didn't mean to let the cue ball go there, I don't think. But if Josh elects to shoot this 4 and doesn't get it down, he could lose the game from it. No, he's hit it short. So now it's, that 4 is coming up to where EFREN can play the 8 freely at a pocket speed. EFREN shooting at the 8 to win game number 1 in game number 1. He's hit it clean, very clean. So EFREN Reyes takes game number 1 in this race to 3. Neither player has a loss. Want to thank some of our sponsors: Bad Boys Billiards Productions, Rick Jones, Hustlin' USA Clothing Company, JB Custom Cases, Jerry Olivier Custom Cues, Olivier Custom Cues, Littman Lights, the one and only Littman Lights, best light in the business. Filler quickly up to break. Well, what do we notice right away, guys? That cue ball stayed low. On this newer cloth, it's tougher to get that cue ball up from the steep angle, from the steep break angle. EFREN immediately looking at 10, which is going to be the shot he shoots. How he shoots, it's another situation. Oh yes, nicely done. He played it off of the bottom of the 11, therefore he could control the cue ball a little bit better and put a little more pace on it. Is the 2 wired up to his pocket? If it is, this is a big turnaround in game number 2. All from a result of Josh not getting the cue ball up quite high enough. EFREN, if you remember, made the same error in game number 1. Will they adjust moving forward? On the combination plays, everything's opened up like the Red Sea. Now Now he's got a decision to make, right? Do you hold for the 9 or do you come up for the 15? I like holding for the 9. Oof, a lot of body movement there. He didn't want to end up there. He's kind of on the 50-yard line. He can shoot the 9 and go up into the 7. Notice he's got to elevate now. Not an easy shot. I think he caught that ball rail first, actually, but he turned out just fine. Now he's got plenty of options. He can come forward, getting on green 6. That's what he's done. Like it to slow down a little bit. He should be perfect. Personally, I think here if you go into the 12 heavy, that's the stripe near the 5 on our side, he should get a shot on the 11 if he goes into the 12 heavy. Otherwise, he might be able to draw above the 8 if the 4 goes. He didn't want to catch the 8. That's for sure. I think he can roll the 3 to the bottom rail and up towards his pocket, sticking behind the 14 here. Is he looking to get all the way out? I guess he's looking to play the combination, the 3-4 combination. EFREN leads 6 balls to 0. This is not a time that you want to leave filler some type of shot. And he's done okay with the cue ball. It felt like EFREN might have been able to bury him a little bit better if he just rolled the 3 there. Ensured that you get that cue ball stuck in behind the stack. Josh, is he looking to 3-rail this ball? Oh, he played to 3-rail it, swing the cue ball over. I just learned a shot. I might have known it, but I really know it now. Can't fault Josh for shooting it, but he did leave the 1. It's twice. EFREN's come up short on the cross corner bank. Interesting. Josh is looking to kick long rail. That tells me he's snookered on the 1. Interesting. Yeah, this is trouble if he's got a kick at this ball. He's hit it weak. EFREN needs 2. He's got options here as well. Nothing goes in Josh's pocket from the top end of the table. We can see that. Can EFREN back cut the 4 with inside English and swing the cue ball up towards the top side pocket? All you've got to do is contact the 1 with the 4. You could even kick the 1. It's a big ball. You get yourself on the hill again. He's doing neither. Let's see what he chooses. A little bit weak there. Does Josh want to kick at the 1 or just knock it out? Yeah, I thought this was a good shot if you could cover the cue ball up. Killing 2 birds with 1 stone. He gets the 1 to his side and protects the cue ball. I think EFREN's only option here is to come off the bottom of the 4. You can put him below the 1. He might be worried about the 7. If he shoots my shot, maybe he's worried about Josh kicking at the 7 in some type of way. Kicking at the 11 and 7. I don't think I would be too concerned about that. I'd have to let my man go there. Notice the difference, the distance between the 11 and 7. You can't worry about Josh kicking at those balls. He's got to hit the 11 perfect in order to pocket the 7. I think I just graze off the bottom of the 4 here. It's okay. But if you graze off the bottom of the 4, you put it up a little bit to where Josh can't get to it. Now Josh can get to it, put it to his side. Now the balls are starting to really favor Josh. I don't know if the 7 banks to EFREN's side. And what I mean by that is can Josh play the 11-12 combo and put him over here on the bottom right rail? If he can get the 12 close, maybe he's going to go forward with it. Oh, and that's what he's done. Oh, he's caught a pretty unfortunate kiss. I think he's gotten away with it. EFREN can just send the 1 back up table with a lot of left-hand English. Just catch the 1 a little thin. Sending the 1 back up. You're laying the cue ball back down on the lower rail. Wow. He's caught this 1 thick. What happened there is this. You've got new cloth. When you're putting extreme English on the ball with new cloth, sometimes that English won't come back like you expect it to, right? You've got to be aware of that, though. He's in round 7. It's not like he just started playing on these tables. This is a big mistake, especially with this young man at the table shooting. To get off the rail, he did. Now he can open these up. He's done pretty well. I believe the 14 goes. Whether he shoots it now or not, I don't know, but he can draw it back, opening the 5 up. He can do the same thing shooting the 8, just get a little better angle if that's what he wants. Huge turnaround in game number 2. Yeah, I think he's fallen perfectly here. Draw back and move the 11 out of the way. Wants it to slow down a little. Notice how he hit that with a stun. Stun kill shot there. It's a rotation shot. It really ensures pocketing the ball. He's playing for 3. Look at how clean. So clean. Needed that cue ball to carry a bit more. He owes 1. Needs to be careful. Well, when you shoot as straight as he does, playing for 1. He's got to be careful here as well. I know I say this a lot, but there's going to be a ball coming up. Got to avoid this kiss. Oh, he's put a lot of English on it. Watch the cue ball. Look at the object ball speed. So from nowhere, EFREN leading 6-0, or 6 to -1 in this game, to take a 2-0 lead. He's now trailing 7 balls to 5. Yeah, He's got the rub that he needed, but this is a hanger for Filler typically. To take game number 2, Josh Filler to steal it like a thief in the night. Thank you to these sponsors: Diamond Billiard Products, Ian Simonis, Aramith Balls, Outsville Rack, AccuStats Video Productions, and Masters Chalk. The best in the business there. Some of the greatest products, greatest streams in the business. Really appreciate you. All right, EFREN to rack in game number 3. I am your host, Scott Frost, aka The Freezer. I hope you guys are enjoying this match with these two world-class players. I know I am. So what did EFREN learn from his first break? Needs to get that cue ball up a little bit more. I think it's a tough ask from right there. I think you've got to put it a little more towards the center. And this is the problem. Note the 7 ball. Note the 12. Are either of those wired? The 7 to me looks like it's wired. Can he get to it though? He needs to get to the bottom side of the 9 to throw the 7 up. Another big error here. Not that there's been a lot of them, but I felt like EFREN's made an error on both of his breaks. Josh immediately going to the 15-12 combination. He must be certain about this. He is. He needs a bump. Well, these balls turned out really good for Reyes. It looks like the 9 passes, but it must be awful tight if Josh is walking over there looking at the 15. Don't allow not getting a good shot to frustrate you, right? Regroup, play the game. I like banking the 15. I think there's nothing wrong with that if he likes it. Bank the 15 2 rails below the 2 and slide your cue ball up to the diamond just right of the side pocket. Oh, he's caught the 14. Did okay with the cue ball. He could have cut that bank a little bit more, playing the cue ball up just a hair. That way you avoid catching the 14, but he's done okay. EFREN immediately going to the 7 here. Nice and easy. And he's done well because he's got Josh elevated over the 7 if he wants to come back this direction. Josh looking to do something with the 1. You just gotta watch your cue ball here. This is pretty creative. Doesn't look like he did a lot there. I didn't even see that shot, but it was just really nicely controlled. He's cut him off from everything. The 2 and 7 are both danger balls. The 9's a problem ball. The 1 is a problem ball. EFREN's in trouble here. You might have to kick out of this taking a foul. You might have to 2-rail kick to the top rail, then the to the left top rail, then the top right rail towards the 2, taking a 2-rail kick towards the back of the 2. Speed is vital. Not quite sure what he's looking at. Is he looking at the carom on the 13? carry him off the 4 into the 13 and play the cue ball, but you can't expect to get the cue ball safe shooting that shot. He loves this shot, hits it great. World-class 3 cushion player in his day. Boy, I feel like you've got to take a foul kicking 2 rails towards the 6. He's going for this. He's caught it thick. He's kind of gotten away with it. Josh is left-handed, though. He can get to this blue 2. Yeah, he can get to this 2 ball. This could prove very costly for EFREN. He's accidentally gotten on the 8, which is okay. You just have to be cautious of what you shoot next. He's rolled it, but the other problem is he's rolled the 11 as well to block the 15. Can play the 15 and 11 combination and kill your cue ball back. The 11 looks like a pretty big ball. It's not frozen, making the combination much easier. Oh, the 5 might go. Just stick him right there. Yeah. This is good. This is really good. For Josh. Filler leading 3 balls to nothing off of EFREN's break. He's got to kick at this. He spun it a little too much. And I think he just said that he spun it a little too much. EFREN not thrilled with that shot. I don't blame him. Could have taken a little bit more time. It seemed like he was awful quick. He was a little snatchy with that bridge. Not thrilled with it. He can come over behind the 8 or maybe try to kill it. Oh, geez. He's really killed it. Filler playing for 3. Just roll this 6 in and take the cut. You could also cut it to 3, I guess. Now he's hit it with pace. Yeah. You hear Filler say, come on. Like he knew better. If you do shoot that, you've got to put English on it, maximum outside, which could cost you to miss it. Therefore, I think rolling that ball in and just taking the cut on the 12 would have worked. I think you've got to come off the 13 here. Or is he going to kick at the 15? You know, he didn't want those balls to tie up, being Filler. EFREN can come off the 13, put him up by the chalk on the top left end of the table, just keeping pressure on Josh. Bank, I don't believe, is available. I think the kiss is on. What's he looking at here? I think he's got to utilize those 2 balls being tied up there and just come off the top side of the 13 and put them up towards the left corner of the table. All these balls are working for you here. All these balls down low. The 14, 12, 11 and 3, those are all working for you. The 13's working for you if you just come off of it. he's tried to force the bang by putting a lot of inside English on it. What's happened is he's caught it real heavy. Josh can knock this down. Yeah, notice how clean he hits this. EFREN gives this to him. Filler takes a 2-1 lead in a match that looked like it was going to be 2-0 EFREN. After a couple of little errors, quickly turns around. Filler on the hill and breaking. Big turnaround. I am your host, Scott Frost, aka The Freezer. I hope you guys are enjoying this match with us. Do us a favor if you get a chance, like and subscribe. Railbirds TV, thank you so much for bringing this match to us. Notice what Filler has done here. He's put the cue ball more towards the center of the table, alleviating the pressure on the second ball hit. Therefore, the cue ball can get a little more action coming off that back rail. He's gotten it up high enough. He's got balls open. EFREN's in trouble here. He's in real trouble here. He's going to have to pull out some magic. This is the importance of getting that cue ball up there, guys. Utilize that stack as coverage. Well, I felt like he should have done this a long time ago in the last game. But it's easier said than done. He's at the table, and if he thinks he can do something, I'm going to bet on him. Therefore, right away, EFREN just trying to prolong the misery, owes 1. Josh would like to come off this 1. It's an awful thin hit. Like to come off the 1 and put him back where EFREN just was. Doesn't want to catch the point. He did catch the point, so this is a big break for EFREN. Notice the 2 looming. I believe he can bank the 2 towards the 11, pushing some things to his hole and just utilizing the 9 and 5 as coverage. Something he doesn't like about it. He's also looking at the stripe. He's wanting to cut that ball. Yeah, there's something he doesn't like about it, and probably part of that is his opponent's name is Josh Filler. You know, he's a little bit concerned about just leaving the cue ball in a random open space. If you're not certain that you put a cue ball somewhere, he wants to cut the stripe. I can't blame him, but I feel like if you hit it a hair bad or even hair good, you could scratch off the 11-5. Yeah, he's in between. Looks like he's committed to the cut here. This is do or die. Oh, he's hit it so nice. Not really rewarded, in my opinion. He's missed everything over there. Would have loved to catch a piece of the 5 or the 9. That being said, he's out of the hole. He no longer owes a ball. He's back in this game. Does he have the angle to bank the 1 and draw the cue ball back down behind the 5-9? It looks to me like all he'd have to do is put a little right English on it, twisting 1. little surprised at that, to be honest with you. Unless he thought that he could get Josh completely covered up, putting that ball in front of his pocket. Yeah, Josh needs to be careful here. I like this decision. Very, very mature play for a fairly new one-pocket player. EFREN might be the best in the world at this part of the game, the ticky game. He's got to be careful, though. He's got way the worst of this with the way the balls lay. Filler getting down like he can pocket this. Oh, wow, he spun it in. Notice the speed. He had to twist by the 11. Well, this could be curtains. Nice rub. He wants the 3 to drop. Notice he wanted the 3 to drop. That puts a little extra pressure on Josh. He's got some work to do from here. Wants to come up to the 7. He's really hit that ball. Maybe a little more than he wanted out of it. Now he's got to play the 7, but what's he go to next? Nothing jumps out at me. Can he come 2 rails back for the 1? The problem with that is you're playing for 1 ball way up table. Oh, he went into them. Is he going to get anything? Well, he's going to get something. He's got this cut. You hear a little whimper from Josh, or a little breath like, So he knows that the balance of this match lies within pocketing this ball. He's playing for 4 and to advance into the 8th round without a loss. This is pretty massive. Oh, he drew the ball. He hit it well. Oh, my goodness gracious. This ball holds up. EFREN's got an opportunity. He trails 4 balls to 1 and 2 games to 1 in this race to 3. I think he's got to shoot the 2 first. Just make sure the 2 clears the 13 or hangs up. You do not want the 13 and 2 to tie up. You don't have to shoot the 2 here. Alright, well, he's done just fine there, and he's actually, notice what he's done with the 8. The 8 and 14 were a little bit tied up. He's bumped the 8 into a position where it's makeable, and he's opened the 14 up. He's always doing something extra that sometimes isn't noticed, but I definitely noticed it. He's playing for 5, and they are there. Just wants to follow through here. You don't want to let up on this stroke and end up on the rail. He's done excellent. Now he's got options. He can come all the way out, guaranteeing himself a shot on the 8. If you overhit it a hair, you've got a shot on the 14. Or he could draw back to where he's at and take a cut on the 10. I think that's a little riskier. If you mishit it, you could possibly double yourself up, hook yourself on the 6. You could possibly hit it a little weak, carry too big a cut on the 10. I just like stroking this and coming all the way out. Yeah, I wouldn't even fool yourself with the 10 right now. You've got a good shot on the 12. Follow through, stay down, draw your ball back out, continue on. Yes, exactly like this. I think he's got pretty much perfect. Might have wanted it to travel a fraction further for the 14. Just a pinch of center inside here. You can come over towards the center diamond on the top right rail. The 10 plays. Just follow through, stay down. Oh, and he's done that. He stayed down and followed through and got perfect on the 10. EFREN playing for 2 and to carry this match into Hill Hill. Excellent. Looks great. EFREN will be breaking on the hill. Let's see if he's gone to school. Will he do anything different to cover that cue ball up? Notice he scratched last game. Great out by EFREN Reyes. The crowd likes it. I like it. You guys should like it. Thank you once again to Bad Boys Billiard Products, Hustlin' USA, clothing company, JB Custom Cases, established in 2007, Jerry Olivier Custom Cues, and Littman Lights, the best light business. Yeah, guys, if you want to think about this, EFREN Reyes, he's a year from 70, 69 years old, right? This man's in round 7, playing the straightest shooter to ever live on tight pockets. Josh Filler's an experienced player. He hasn't played one pocket his entire career, but he's beat world-class players such as Tony Choyan. He's hill and breaking to get into the 8th round with no losses. Pretty impressive. And I struggle at 48. I've got no excuse, and neither should you. Okay, like I mentioned prior, it's vital for... Okay, look at the cue ball now. What he's done is take less pressure off purple 4, therefore able to send the cue ball a little firmer down to the bottom rail. This is something I hope everybody learns at home. When you're on new cloth, you can make a little bit more accurate hit because you don't have to spin it as much, and the cue ball's going to take correctly. It's not going to catch as much of that second ball heavy. It's going to come down to the bottom rail a little thinner, and you can get the cue ball higher. Big change in events here. Look at all the balls that are open on EFREN's side as well. Yeah, you've got the 1, the 12, the 6, the 2, the 15, the 14. Everything causing filler problems at the moment. Boy, he's immediately going to something here that looks pretty aggressive. Did he get away with it? I felt like that was aggressive and a little quick. First off, EFREN could make this 1 if the 8 wasn't in the way. I know he is not snookered from the 1. I think that Filler got a little bit of a roll that the 8 come up and impede the path of the 1. Immediately, I'm looking at the 7. He could bank the 7 into the bottom of the 14 and send a cue ball up and just push everything to his side. He could bank the 7 into the 14 and just draw back and stick him behind the 11, if it's possible. EFREN wants to stay aggressive. He feels good. Is he going to play the 8-1 combination? Boy, he really wants to play the 1 right now. He's going to utilize the 8. He's reaching. It's a little bit of a hamper. He's not reaching bad. He's getting over this well. I look for him to make it and go into the 14. Well, the 14 passes. He went into the 7. Even better. Stop your ball here. Oh yeah, plenty of room. I think you want to keep this simple. Play the cue ball one rail up, carry some type of an angle on the stripe nearest the 8. If you carry some type of angle, that way you can come over for the 3. You've got options. Just don't want to get too straight. Should be good. Oh, he's overhit this a fraction. He didn't want to get there. I can promise you he did not want to get there. The Filipinos have historically been great with their opposite hand, but they've also been great with the bridge. Notice his practice strokes. He's going to go to the 8 here. He's caught the 8 going in. He's come up with a shot, though. All is well. Does he have the angle to kill the cue ball for the 3? He might have the angle to kill the cue ball for the 3, but I don't know if he's got the angle to hold the cue ball with the speed. This is a big shot here. EFREN playing for 4. If he can knock this down with any type of position, the match is his. And he's aware of it. He's looking to see if he can hold for the 3. The angle's probably steeper than it looks to us. A little rub on the stack. Good to go. 2-6-8. Who do we appreciate for the win? EFREN Reyes looking to advance into the 8th round. Stay down, follow through. Oh, he got a lot out of it. I'm highly impressed at 69 years old how he's played this match. He's not played perfect, but he's played pretty good. Josh Filler gives it up. I am your host, Scott Frost. Thanks again to Railbirds